Hi, and welcome to Old School Blues Guitar. It is time for the acoustic lesson for the months of April through June 2020. I'm going to do a song by Memphis Minnie. It's called Looking the World Over, or I'm Looking the World Over. It's in the key of A, or in A position. I am really just learning Memphis Minnie's style, and I don't know much about it. And what I'm going to show you here is just based on what I've figured out myself. So if anybody knows anything else or anything different, please let us know. Memphis Minnie, if you listen to her music, I have a vinyl LP and I have a couple CDs of her stuff. Sounds like there's a couple guitars, 2 guitars on some of her recordings, others she plays by herself, and then there's some with a band. This tune right here, I think there's 2 guitars playing on it. And if I remember right, it was recorded in 1941 or 42, and I couldn't find a second guitarist, but listening to it, I hear 2 guitars. So what I'm going to try to do here is kind of give you an overlapping lesson. I'll try to show you what's happening and give you some ideas as far as what I think is going on. Memphis Minnie, from what I know, used finger picks, played with her fingers. She was pretty good. There's a rhythm guitar player, which I always assumed was Memphis Minnie, but she played the lead stuff. I did not know that. And again, listening to the recording, I'm going to do my best to separate the guitar parts. So anyway, let's get started. The introduction starts out with a 5-4-1. It goes from the E, which is the 5, to the D, to the 1. The chord shapes you need to know. There's really only 3 of them. You've got your A7. I'm going to do this lesson without finger picks. I broke my nail on my first finger on my right hand, and the pick will not stay on there unless I have a healthy nail. So I'm just going to go bare-fingered. If this isn't loud enough or something, just turn it up. We'll have to make do. But anyway, A7. And then you also use a long A shape. So here's my A7 using my pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. We've got that. Now, as far as an alternating bass goes, or a monotonic bass, I have no idea what's happening here. I hear one guitar playing these chords, like the A7th, something like that. If you wanted to play this by yourself, you could use a monotonic bass, or you could use an alternating bass. I think you could do it by yourself, but it sounds on the original recording like there's 2 guitars. One hammering the chords, and then maybe Memphis Minnie finger picking. Don't know much about her style. So we've got the A7th and the long A, and then we've got this D7, which is like a regular D7th, but 2 differences. Difference number 1, we're taking our ring finger off the 1st string. This is like a Robert Johnson position. And then I'm taking my thumb and hooking it over to get the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Kind of an eerie sounding, almost minor sounding D7. If we're playing monotonic bass, you're just going to hammer away on the 6th string. I guess you could play an alternating bass. Not sure if that's doable. What I think is happening is there's one guitar playing the rhythm, maybe a regular D7th, and then maybe Memphis Minnie over the top is playing something like this with that D7th shape. And then the other chord we have is an A, E7th, and our bass on that, open 6th string and 6-4 if we want to play alternating bass. Now again, as I go through this, I'm really going to highlight the solo because I could figure that out pretty much note for note. But the rest of it you should play around with and see what you think and see what works, what sounds good for you. The introduction to Memphis Minnie's Looking the World Over goes something like this. I don't know if she's playing alternating bass, monotonic bass, but I'm going to show you the treble parts, and then you can experiment with whatever bass you want. So the first part She's gonna play this lick over the E7th chord if you want to throw a monotonic bass in, even an alternating bass. And then the song, the introduction is a 5-4-1. She's going to go over the D7 and play the single string run. Something like that. That's it right there. I've got it tabbed out for you. Now, is she playing that, just picking it, maybe thumb and first finger? Or has she got some kind of bass going while she's playing it? I don't know, but that's what's playing. And then she goes into one of these double stops. So it's a double stop on the 3rd fret, 1st string, 5th fret, 2nd string. I'm using my 1st and 3rd fingers. And then the slide to the 1st string, 5th fret, the long A. So the whole thing, if I'm playing a monotonic bass on the open 5th string, then she's going to come back to the E7th. On that, check out the tab for the picking. She does these patterns over that E7th chord. You can just play it straight, like just brush up with the 1st finger, but it's more like a melodic picking on that. Now the rhythm in the song, once again, I think there's 2 guitars, and I know at least one rhythm is just hammering these chords. Exactly how they're picking that, strumming that, I can't tell. But I hear the A7 and then the D7. Then back to the A. And then over the A, she's going to play these fills. Something like that. Actually, first one was right. So while holding that A shape, the 1st finger on the 2nd fret, going to the 5th fret of the 1st string, and then to the 2nd fret, open, 2, and then wind up with the 7th, 5, 3, which takes us back to our A7. So we got this. We come out of the 4 or the D. And then she goes to the E. And then for the turnarounds, it's going to be something like this. So it's going to be an A7, E7, A7, E7. So we got this. And again, the picking varies on this. So listen to the original tune, check my tab, I have it tabbed out as exactly as I can get it for you. So that's the rhythm, the whole song pretty much. She's just going to play the chords, those fills thrown in, and then the turnarounds. And I tabbed out the introduction, I tabbed out, the solos, and I think I got the end tag there, but the verses you can listen to and figure out pretty simple. The solo from Memphis Minnie's I'm Looking the World Over is really cool. It's kind of hard to play it all the way through without the 2nd guitar going. Let me just show you what she does. She wraps up, maybe it's the 3rd verse, and then the solo, the first part goes like this. So what she's doing is going from a D-shaped A chord, with I'm using my 1st and 2nd finger at the 9th and 10th frets, 1st, 2nd string, and then moving that here, 12th and 13th frets, then back here, just twice, And then back here, listen, check out the tab, listen to the song. So the whole thing goes like this. And then right here, she's going to go back to this position and then pick the 2nd string, 10th fret, 9th fret of the 1st string. Just kind of bounce back and forth. Really cool. So that whole first part, I wish I had a finger pick on there. I just can't get that to stay. So we got this. I'll play it slowly. I'm not adding any bass right now. I don't know. You could play a monotonic bass on the open 5th string for that first part. That's over the 1. And then over the 4, she's going to do these really cool slides. The first one, that's the first one. So she's sliding in to the 11th fret of the 3rd string, does not get the 2nd string, and then 12, 11, 10 on the 1st string. And then kind of bends and holds the 13th fret of the 2nd string. And then waits a beat, and then this time on the 2nd time, she's going to slide in to the 11th fret of the 3rd, or the 11th fret of the 3rd string, get the 10th fret of the 2nd string, do that chromatic run again, 12, 11, 10 on the 1st string, something like that. It's a little bend on the 13th fret of the 2nd string, 10th fret of the 1st string, back to the 2nd string, and then slides down the neck. So let me do those first 2 phrases over the 4. And then she's going to slide back to this first A position and come in with one of these. 1 beat, I think. One of those. And then she's going to go to the 5. Something like that. Check out the tab, listen to the original for exactly what she does. Going to go over the chord again. And then one of these. It's like this. One of those. And then slide back to the A. I think it's a long A, I can't remember, maybe it's just an A. So that second part of the solo from the 4, something like that. Check the tab, listen to the original. And then she wraps it up with one of these chord things. And then back into the verse. So anyway, that solo you could play. I've experimented a little bit. I tried playing it with just standard tuning. So when I'm playing the solo licks, I'm just beating on the open 5th string when I'm over the 1. When I'm over the 4 or the 5, just the open 6th. If you mute it enough, it doesn't matter. Like when you're playing over the 4, it doesn't matter that that's not a D. If you thump on it hard enough, it'll just do the job. I have no idea if that's how Memphis Minnie played it, if she was even playing a bass as she was playing the song. Again, you got 2 guitars going. It's hard to tell what's what. But that solo is a really cool solo for an acoustic blues. Let's go through it one more time. I'll try to play it all the way through slowly with the right timing. something like that. And then at the end, she goes through another verse or two, and then the end tag is something like this. Can't remember exactly. And again, she's playing that maybe over the alternating bass. Whoops, do it again. Or check it out. I've got it tabbed out for you as far as the treble notes go. So Memphis Minnie's looking the world over. Once again, you got two guitars playing, and as far as what Memphis Minnie's doing on the treble strings, it's fairly simple to hear it and figure it out. What's more difficult is knowing what the rhythm guitars are doing. You know, if one is playing chords and Memphis Minnie's still playing an alternating bass or a monotonic bass, or if she's just playing the treble notes. Anyone out there who knows anything about this song or Memphis Minnie style, please chime in and help us out. I had a request for that song, so I thought I'd give it a shot. That's about as good as I can do, figuring out what's going on. Excuse me, what's going on with that song. I will be back again in a few months. I'll try to get a better acoustic lesson. I'll get my fingernail back so I can use the finger picks again. And one reason I stopped doing the finger or the acoustic lessons is I've kind of run out of songs. And I learn a lot of my acoustic stuff from DVDs that I buy, especially from Stefan Grossman's Guitar Workshop. And I don't want to teach the songs that are on those DVDs. I feel like that's not right because these guys have taught it. And you should buy their DVDs. Tom Feldman, John Miller, and some of these instructors, Ernie Hawkins, they're fantastic teachers. And you can learn a lot. That's where I learn almost all my acoustic stuff from. The songs I teach here are ones that I've tried to figure out myself, or songs that aren't completely taught on those DVDs or only partially taught. So I need some more ideas for acoustic songs that I can actually figure out what's going on. So I'm going to keep working on that. I've got a good one for next time around. All right, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you can hear this thing with my bare fingers. I should probably play more like that, then I get the calluses built up, and then you can make it louder and it's easier. But for now, that's what we got. All right, we'll see you again soon. Take care. See ya.